Hey you guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Trey, and I want to talk about DC comic books and how we have a problem, a big, huge problem. After looking at the March solicitations and seeing everything that DC's offering, I'm just gonna be honest, DC, y'all talking stupid right now. No offense. I am really trying to figure out what makes y'all think that y'all could scoot up the price of comic books to $5 and giving us just a tad bit more pages. I'm sorry, I can get a manga and get 100 pages from that for literally $2 more compared to what y'all offering me right now, especially with backup stories that I probably didn't ask for, probably didn't want it. Then you have all of these C-lister writers and probably artists on books that really aren't all that interesting, stories that don't sound really all that appealing. So I don't know what makes you think that this was a good idea. I'm telling you, DC, people are not going to drop $5 on a comic book. No, you're asking way too much, and you can't use inflation. Just like when I was listening to Thinking Critical's live show, and I mean, there's a few comic books that aren't really increasing prices, but for the main ones, they are. But my thing is, how you gonna increase the price of comic books when you're barely giving us what we want as fans? You know, you keep giving me these half-ass storylines. You keep giving me stuff that I don't want as a fan, and it's really concerning. How are you going to charge me more for stuff that I didn't ask for, nor for stories or characters I didn't want? You know, that is confusing. Then looking at most of the storylines that you have too many Batman. Look, I like Batman, but this is getting a little out of hand at this point. I'm sick of his behind at this point. You got to stop with the Batman. I don't even understand. Once we got to 2011 with this whole New 52 crap, you guys have barely been diverse. In the beginning of New 52, you was, but let's be honest, that was just a shoot crap load of bull crap to begin with in the first place, with no actual plan. But to sit up here with, now you cut your line in half, most people aren't really there anymore. There's hardly any good artists really there. C-list writers, basically people from TV who don't really understand comic books at all, writing books for fans, and then you're writing stories that fans don't like. I'm just sorry. What justifies you into buying? I mean, you know, raising the price to $5, and then you have nothing but mostly Batman stories. I'm sorry. I like the Batman, but Batman should not be your focus. You know, say what I will about Marvel, but they're taking chances with some of these characters, even if they are flooding the shelves a little bit too much. And you know, even Marvel has a Spider-Man and a X-Men problem. My God, especially X-Men. Jesus Christ, if X-Men can just, you know, trim down to maybe like 3 or 4, it'll be something, because right now it's just not really doing much for me. I am over the Batman stories that really aren't really part of main continuity, or stories that are just anthology series. That's fine and all, whatever, but you know, you gotta stop with the Batman books. You got the Joker, you got Catwoman, you got Batman, then you got Sean Gordon Murphy's Batman stuff, then you got Nightwing, and you got Detective Comics coming on. Then you have Punchline. Like, that's just too many Batman stories going on. You need to calm down. You got to trim Batman down a little bit more than what you trimmed him down. And you got to stop solely focusing on Batman. I don't care that he sells great. Oh, yeah, and Batman and Catwoman. Catwoman also has a solo run as well. I understand that. But usually you had other diverse stuff out there. And then Aquaman's not there anymore. But you know, that's what happens when you have people that says, if you don't like my politics, don't buy my book. Again, in what job where you're allowed to tell your customer and fan base that if you don't like it, don't buy it? Okay, cool. They showed you. They didn't buy your stuff anymore. Now Aquaman's canceled after that. DC, do you hear what I am saying? Because clearly you're not. Because you're clearly sitting up here doubling down on the dumb stupidity stuff. You know, these stories aren't going to work for you. First off, $5. That's already too much to ask people. You're not giving us a lot for that. I can see if you were giving us a volume for that price, but you're not even giving us a volume for that price. So what makes you think I'm gonna pay $5 for a 32-page floppy that barely has much to do with anything, and then it's gonna have ads in between it? Like, come on now. Or then it's gonna have a story that I didn't ask for. I didn't pick up Justice League to read a backup issue of another story or anything. No, if you want to you do that, you do that on your own time, not on my time. That's not why I picked up that book. I didn't pick up Batman to read about Damian Wayne backup story. Is it part of the main storyline? No. If it's not part of the main storyline, it shouldn't be in the book. That's how I feel about that kind of stuff. You're not really giving people much choices. And in the choices that you're giving them terrible choices for characters that they love. You know, I don't understand what you're not understanding. At some point, you're going to have to really understand your customer base and really understand what they want. You can't keep putting in what you think people want. You had Rebirth. You had a way out of this nonsense from the New 52, and you self-sabotage everything. You self-sabotaged everything. I don't understand this. How do you have something that was bringing people back into DC Comics, finally having the stories that they want to read, finally doing what people have been wanting you to do forever, go back to pre-New 52, and then you self-sabotage and go right back to the nonsense of the New 52 that turned people off in the first place? You got to start writing for your fans, the fans that you built over years, not these new generation fans, not these 2010 fans, but the fans that you built over the years. You got to start having these stories for them, because people like me, we are the ones that are still buying your stuff because we have the disposable income. The new ones that you're trying to get don't have that disposable income and see that the stories that you're making are crap. That's why they go over to manga. You know, you guys are always trying to make a quick buck with this kind of stuff. It does not work like that. You can't constantly do the same nonsense, because I'm telling you, I can't support $5. I'm just gonna be honest. I'm not supporting $5. Now, when y'all collect these books in some volumes and they $12.99 or $20 or something like that, okay, sure, you got me. But I'm not paying $5 for a floppy when I can get way more stuff for $5 nowadays. Like, you tripping. Especially when my income ain't increased. You guys act like our incomes have increased over time. This was not the right move. The right move would have been actually decreasing the price of the books. You decrease them back to probably $2.99, maybe $1.99, to be honest. And I know that sounds crazy or whatever, but think about it. You get more sales from these books. You'll get more people buying than you would $5. Because I don't know. I've been hearing a lot of people talking about $5. They're not buying that, especially, you know, at that point, you'll just make people go to the digital stuff and just buy the little comic book app where they get the issues every couple of months or whatever, and just read it that way. Because I'm not in a rush to read these books. If you talking about $5 a month for a floppy, those are your issues right there. You got C-lister writers, C-lister artists, C-lister storytelling price gouging and over reliance on Batman. Those issues need to be resolved, DC, because this is just not acceptable anymore. And I don't know how long it's going to be there, because 2021 going to probably show how much people ain't really playing with you, especially with the whole future state. This was not the right time for price gouging at all. But hey, continue to keep doing that. We'll see in 2021. I'm not saying DC's dying, because I don't believe in DC dying, but I believe that they'll become more irrelevant as time goes on, and they'll get less and less profit. The only thing that'll keep them going is them crazy CW shows that people keep complaining about, and nobody's hardly watching them, and the movies. And let's hope they'll be able to be in theaters. And maybe if you make some good animated movies and animated shows, but let's be honest, we already know you guys ain't gonna do that no more. You slash that budget in half too, and we saw what we got. We got the DC AMU that nobody really asked for and really liked it, because the Darren sales showed how much decrease over time that was, because you screwed up everything from those. I'll never forgive you for that Batman Hush crap, nor Batman Killing Joke. You had the damn story. Why did you even? Ugh, I'm not even gonna go there. But again, DC, do better. It ain't too late. Daniel Cherry, whatever his name is, I guess that's his name, needs to do better, because as the marketing manager and leader of DC comic books at this time or whatever, and Jim Lee, y'all need to sit down and y'all need to come up with some better plans than this. You got to start understanding what your customer base want and need, and not what you guys think they need. That's not how that works. You give your customers what they want, not what you think they need, because you tried that for almost 20 years and it hasn't worked yet. But yeah, what do I know? I'm just saying. But yeah, that was the little video. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. Like, subscribe, and all that fun stuff, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.